What's your role as a steelpan person?
Well, I could say that I'm an all-rounder because
Mm-hmm.
I play and support, right? I work as um, in the admin section then, right? So I guess I have enough knowledge in towards in steel band. I learned to play pan with hummingbirds, pan reflection, no hummingbirds, steel pan. That's at Fort George. Right, that's where I actually learned to play pan, the six bass, and then I went and I do a little stunt with Starlift, and then I end up in Scorpion, which is a pan long neck, play the double second, the single second, and do a little administration work also.
Okay. Um, in the administration, were you doing a lot of negotiation with other entities like sponsors or any other stakeholders?
Uh, Most times, in that case, the chairman, the manager, they would more do the negotiating. So if I would just be like taking notes and giving little advice when it comes to getting the band in order, especially like for panorama.
Now, as a concerned person about the welfare of their members, were the members who played, were they actually paid a reasonable wage based on your assessment?
No, and that is the cry. That is the cry all over that players don't get a proper wage for playing because it's hard work. You're going in the yard, you're coming in the yard, say like from 7 to about 9, 10 every night, right? Most times you practice every night, especially because most fan player could only argue around panorama time, right? So you come in the night, every night in the yard, you practice, you go home, they may want you on a Saturday or on a Sunday also, right? And even especially the day before panorama, they may want you the whole day. But at the end of it all, you get very little. After you go through the whole process of going to the panorama, whether it's preliminary or whatever. And I think it's in that case the government came in and had started to give the little stipend, right? Because the bands weren't playing the players properly enough.
The band, did they have the money to pay the players and they just were unwilling to?
Um, in some ways you find some because they used to have the band in a way then that you have section tenors and seconds, guitars, right? And most times, at least long time, everybody used to get paid depending on the pan they play, right? The tenor pan is the most important, so the tenor pan player they get higher. That is in some bands. I can't say for all, but I know in my band that is how it used to be. So you find it's always people always having a grudge about how they get paid. They do all this and they didn't get paid. Sometimes, the money small, especially if you didn't win a prize, right? And that's where the sponsor come in now because when the sponsor assists, and then most time it goes like to the flag, to the pans, and all these kind of things. So
You mean
at the
money
end of,
money goes towards those
yes,
parts of the band?
right. So at the end of it all, they will have to say, well, we have this amount, so we can't pay all, big amount because we had the flag, we had the tractor to pull the pans and all this kind of different
So the
things.
pan player is
Suffers.
sacrificed
Yes, he sacrificed.
for the transport people to survive,
Right.
for the
For
flag
the
manufacturing to
yes.
and then the
Yeah.
painting of the instruments and the maintenance.
Right.
So the player is really the least important
Least
factor
important, and they
when it
don't
comes
talk
to
the tuner
Uh-huh.
that have to have the pan song and good for the players to play.
uh-huh.
So that's the case.
Okay.
The best approach, it's hard in a steel pan, okay? If the steel pan have engagements right through the year, you stand a chance of having a little something to get right because in our band, we had a lot of engagement for almost right to the end, almost every week, right? But at the end of it all, we still have a little payment problem. But we had a system where we used to, like, every month we pay give a little money, and then well for Panorama when they get a big check and thing, well, everybody will feel satisfied. But that's the only way. Steelpan have to be playing regular. They have to have regular engagements to really be able to
sustain
the whole band.
Okay, that's good to know. Environmental context, the pans that you all play, did you all know where the pans came from? Like what kind of chemical was in the pan before?
Yeah, some of them. At least we used to get our pans from we used to get them from down Tetron. And I can't really remember the material inside the pan, but it was detrimental. The type of material that was in the pan, if you understand what I say, the constant, especially to the pan makers. The pan players, they're safe. Because remember, the pan is already clean, washed, burned, and all this stuff will burn out already. Right? But the tuners, the pan maker, they have the problem when it comes to the materials that they have in the pan.
Yeah. Did you know of anybody with any specific case that you can refer to?
Yes, I know of one. I know of a few, but I can't really confirm if it's due to the pan.
Okay.
Take for example, like the tuners, some of them tend to get deaf. Alright, because remember they sing in the air all the time.
Yes.
Right, but I know of one player in our band, Scorpion, he died, and it was part of that because he died with lungs problem.
And was it related to the pan itself?
I would say so. Because he used to pound, like the drum come, so he would pound to open the drum. Remember when that opened now, it will still have all the little remnants of whatever down inside it. Then he will empty that. He will have to burn that. So he inhaling all this kind of stuff. Right? So there's this guy, Sako brother. Ella?
Yes.
But I can't remember his real name right now. But the one that had the limp?
Yes.
Yeah, he died because of
exposure.
Exposure.
And they knew that. Did they confirm that? They believe that?
It was never confirmed because at one time people didn't used to really take death seriously in that sense to say, well, what caused this man to get this? Let us pay attention to that. Let us see what caused it, right? So you find that would be a lot of money too, having to go do autopsy, get things tested and all these kind of things to really think. But I personally think that is part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
He used to, he would cough and then he started to cough up blood and all this kind of thing. He's not a smoker, right?
What do you do to keep yourself away from any kind of environmental pollutions in the Steelpan area?
What do I do? You can't keep away from it unless you're there.
Yeah.
I mean, once remember, it's just you being a player or even an administrating personnel. You're away from all of that. The most environmental problem you would have is like noise. And then if you're a pan player, noise shouldn't affect you. You understand? Yeah. But the pan is already made, chrome or painted, so we don't have any problems when it comes into that.
Okay.
Right? So our problem would just be noise, which is enjoyable noise, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the beauty and the beast.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.